Today, let's talk about the BRXL. This is an extremely powerful brush speed controller. The BRXL is actually a really long-lived item in the catalog. I used to waterproof these in my basement while I was still a basement company. And back then, the housing was not such that we could waterproof it in there, so I actually had to make my own silicone molds for it. Just a little aside. These days, the housings themselves are made to where you can waterproof in them. Thanks, Castle, for doing what I asked you to do many years back with the, what was it, the Sidewinder 3, I believe, is when they changed that. I kept harping on them. I was like, hey, if you got to make a new case at some point, you may as well make it the other way so you can waterproof your stuff, and I can waterproof my stuff inside the case. As you can probably see, it does use a Sidewinder case. These are made in the USA. But besides that case, everything is custom to the BRXL. This is our own ESC. It does use the Castle link for programming, however, although you really don't need to program much. But if you do, it's available. So what makes these special? They are, by quite a wide margin actually, the smoothest speed controller and also the most powerful one available in the hobby market right now. If you're in, let's say, 1/10 scale racing or 1/10 scale crawling, even bigger. I originally tested these in an E-Max on 6S with the stock motors, and we couldn't get them to fail. So, I mean, you can use them for a lot more than crawling. And as a matter of fact, we actually just had a fella get back to us about Clodbuster racing. He was using the Hobbywing 880s, the 1080 Gen 2, and then these. And he was doing back-to-back testing with them all. Same batteries, same motors, but switching out ESCs. Guess who had a lot more torque off the line, could pull wheelies, and generally had much better performance and lower heat? BRXL. It is a nice high quality speed controller. Now, since they're made in the USA, it's not the most affordable, especially compared to a 1080. And if you're really tight on a budget, this might not be the one for you. But if you want something that's extremely high quality, is going to give you the most torque, the most drag brake, and extremely high efficiency running, BRXL is definitely the one. It also has a really wide operating voltage. You can go from 2S to 6S input. I believe, yeah, 6S, yep, 6S, yeah, 25.2 volts max, which is 6S. There we go. So, I still use these in a lot of my rigs. You can also get these in a bare board form. We call them the BR Mini, and we'll do a video on that later. But if you want something that's a little smaller, a little thinner for competition use, BR Mini is absolutely fantastic. And again, as compared to something like a Hobbywing 1080, you're getting a lot better torque, you're gonna get better efficiency, and you're gonna get a lot better low speed control. So for the people that are competing, I would say that BR Mini is probably gonna be the one, and it's essentially the same thing as this, but it's not in a case, doesn't have a heatsink, etc., etc. We'll just have to do a video on that specifically. So there you go, USA made BRXL, the TorqueMaster BRXL to be exact. If you got any questions, leave them down below. As always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. You've made it to the end of the video. Hopefully that means you liked what you saw. If you want to help out the channel, you can like, subscribe, and definitely comment down below. We would like to hear new ideas from you, so be sure you let us know what you'd like to see. There are some other suggestions probably floating by my head right now that you can check out, and otherwise we appreciate your support and your help growing the channel.